Feed me more.
Wrestling born in an Asian. This show's over because it's different. You know what I mean? And now it's time for a conversation with the big guy, pal.
Welcome to Conversation with the Big Guy. I am the big guy, Ryback, and I'm sitting here with the third wheel, Asian Joe.
I am the yellow wheel.
The yellow
third wheel.
Phoenix Marie will be joining us after the wrestling news.
She is packing to go on a trip.
And she will be on the show today for the first time in 3 weeks. She's missed 2 weeks. This is the third week.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, I just got back. We'll talk about my big trip to Scotland and all that a little later on. But with us right now, our main man, Mike Ace Malero. What is going on?
It's still real to me, damn it!
Hi guys, how you doing? Happy Easter to everyone. We're recording on Easter night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this is, I literally just flew back in and from Glasgow to London to LA to Vegas to the podcast room. So we are here.
That's dedication right there.
That's
dedication.
The love of the show, for the love of the show. My voice is extremely hoarse, so I apologize from screaming "Feed me more" overseas. And but I'm here. You're here. Ace is here, and the show must go on. Damn it! I got to send this off right afterwards. And but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think we have a really good one here today. Lots to talk about. Ace, anything up front you want to go ahead and plug before we dive into the wrestling news?
Sure. You can find Mike Ace Malero on criticalblast.com. This week we announced the return of the Fantastic Four. And you can always follow me on Facebook and Twitter at SketchNM.
Good deal. So this is have we had a busy week in the wrestling news? I've been a little out of touch this week because I've been gone for a good part of it. So what do we what do we have going on?
Actually, kind of the first thing I wanted to talk about was Ryback in wrestling news.
Oh God!
I actually sent this, you might not have seen this. I sent this over to you just a few minutes ago. Over the weekend, I usually search wrestling news on Google, and for some reason, the first thing that popped up was, "What does Ryback have to say about Hulk Hogan's return?" And at least 2 sites had this as their top story most of the weekend.
Oh, wow.
So I started looking around, and some of the sites had literally every week they cover what we cover on this show. It's like, what did Ryback have to say about Daniel Bryan? What did Ryback have to say about Hulk Hogan?
Only good things, so I hope to God they have not put a negative spin on any of this.
For the most part, they're not. I mean, they're just literally linking to the site and just kind of doing a transcript, which is better than they did in the past. But the one site I looked at, eWrestling News, had literally 3,000 Ryback stories.
That seems, I wonder how that compares. That's pretty excessive, I feel like. Wow. I mean... I guess they want to keep the Ryback name alive in wrestling. They're doing so.
It's like Chuck Norris. It's like the
legend is once I'm gone, the legend will be stronger than while I'm here.
No, Chuck Norris is still around. It's as
time goes on, it's no. That's the best part about all that is. Everything we'd ever talking about people on this is positive, and they've been able to take negatives. The one negative out of and I was very honest was the John Cena stuff. But even then, I've done nothing but put him over in the ring as far as his in-ring talents and his work ethic and things of that nature. But they don't focus on that, and that was the one thing where they ran with that one. But I did say that. And that was, there's personal issues there, obviously. And it's I don't hate the guy. It's just, that's my experience. But for the most part, everything is positive. And they've been able to create some other negatives out of the positives. So it's, they do the opposite of what I do. I take negatives and turn them into positives in my life. They take my positives and turn them into negatives for me. So,
yeah.
But it's, no, I guess that's good. They want to talk about me. So just got to... that's pretty mind-blowing, 3,000 articles.
Yeah.
I'm not even interested in me that much. Oh, what else do we have going on?
We got WrestleMania weekend, so a lot of big things going on in New Orleans. One of the things that came out this week was banned moves in New Orleans. What is making the rounds was the Louisiana State Boxing and Wrestling Commission in 2017 updated their rules for wrestling shows. Document included a list of banned moves, including no pile drivers of any sort, no power bombs of any sort, no moonsaults, no shooting star presses, no 450 splashes, any variations, no stun gun or any move which results in one fighter's head or neck being dragged, draped, or clotheslined across the top ropes, no striking of a wrestler's head with any object, chair, trash can, lid, etc., and no wrestler shall throw, push, shove, or force another one out of the ring or over the top rope. They basically said the WWF's exempt from all these rules, and so is Ring of Honor. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, it seems like, is the WWF trying to make sure the smaller shows aren't going to be able to have any shows by, having this long list of banned moves? And don't they realize wrestling is not real?
I can understand, actually. I think, so things like pile drivers and that nature, I don't think that's a bad thing, limiting guys from doing that, because there is, I don't think that, and chair shots and head shots, I'm okay with that. I think that's for the betterment of the wrestlers. And there's a million other moves you could do besides those anyways, because it is fake. And because if you're off by the slightest on those pile drivers, your career's over. And there's a lot of guys you never hear of that stop from neck injuries and stuff. And it's a very real thing. But that does seem like things like the stun gun, hot shot type deal, the hangman type deal, and throwing a guy through the ropes. I kind of wonder what the reasoning on that stuff is, as far as danger, because that really doesn't seem like those are very dangerous maneuvers or spots or situations. So I don't know. That's interesting. I wonder. And again, you mentioned WWE. I don't know. Has there been anything tying them into all this with the Louisiana board by any as far as any cash transfers?
They didn't say anything, but a lawyer from Ring of Honor had basically said, Ring of Honor and WWE are major league wrestling federations, so they're exempt from these rules. So WF has been completely silent about it, but Ring of Honor, who again they seem to be exempt too, their lawyer made some comments, but other than that, it just seemed weird. Like the story came out this week, and a lot of people have been talking about, what do these small indie shows, are following these rules where the WWE and Ring of Honor can kind of do whatever they want. So,
well, the one thing though, WWE though doesn't do any headshots to begin with, and pile drivers pretty much are non-existent in WWE at this day and age also. So the two big things aren't even an issue on that with them to begin with, but it is interesting. I do wonder. If I was an independent promoter, I would be nervous running shows down there with the talents, because I wonder what the repercussions are if a high flyer says, fuck it, I don't care, I'm going to go out and do my shit. I'm going to go do my 450 and, my moonsault or whatever the case may be, or somebody forgets in the middle of a match and hangman's another guy, and you know what I mean, or throws a guy over the top rope, and does that promoter then get fined? If so, how much? Do you know anything about that?
They didn't list it in the stories I've seen. They had nothing specific listed in terms of fines, and they said they could, roof people's licenses or things like that, but there was nothing specific the cost of the fines would be.
That is, I wonder. Who knows? That's definitely interesting. I wonder if that will be something that I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out the following years where WrestleMania is, if similar rules are put in place by those states. So. During WrestleMania season, I don't know.
Yeah. Did you see over the weekend? Will Ospreay had a match where he tried to do a Spanish fly off the apron and ended up cracking his own head on the apron.
No, I did not see that.
It was brutal looking.
Was he all right?
He said he's probably going to miss all his matches next weekend. It wasn't severe. He was bladed up pretty bad. But he said he's definitely going to miss some matches the next couple weeks.
Ooh, that's a good thing he's all right. They're called high-risk maneuvers for a reason, so you never want to see anybody get hurt. That's not good.
Oh, definitely not. All right. The other thing going down in New Orleans, Impact Wrestling and Lucha Underground are having a co-promotion match, co-promotion show. The Stars of Impact Wrestling will face off against the Stars of Lucha Underground on Friday, April 6th, during what will be the biggest weekend of wrestling, biggest weekend of the year pro wrestling. It's going to stream live exclusively on Impact's Wrestling Twitch channel. It's definitely cool to, Impact and Lucha are probably the number 2 and 3 wrestling promotions in the United States, and it just makes sense to help both these shows build their brands.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you how do you see the ranking system for wrestling promotions, Ace? With a Ring of Honor, considering they're quote unquote a major league wrestling promotion, would they be at number 4 then?
The problem with Ring of Honor, they don't get probably number 4 just is that they don't get a lot of TV exposure. The reason I think Impact and Lucha are number 2 and 3 is just because you don't really see, Ring of Honor on any TV network. I mean, they get good exposure online, but
yeah,
I think right now, just in terms of having a cable thing, Impact and Lucha are 2 and 3. We'll talk about this later on, but Major League Wrestling, they've got a TV deal now with what's it called?
Yeah, I know Ring of Honor will sometimes occasionally be on late at night here in Vegas, randomly. And I'm like, and I never know. I just know it's late at night that I've seen it before if I have the TV on. But other than that, I've never really seen it. So, but yeah, no, that's a good thing for Impact and them if they're finding a way to make money during the weekend down there, which a lot of people have figured out how to do during WrestleMania week, since it's all the wrestling fans from all around the world are coming to that one location. I think it just makes sense to do anything business-wise that can attract fans. So,
okay, and of course the big show down there is WrestleMania. Looks like the card's pretty settled right now.
Only
a lot of title matches,
long, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's what they said. 7 hours.
I don't know. You think you can handle 7 hours of wrestling? Just 7 hours.
Oh,
the longest movie of your life. Just sitting there.
Yeah, lots of caffeine, lots of...
Yeah. What moves do you think that last match has to do? Just on a 7 hours?
Is it one match, or is it just like match after match after match? Okay, because if it's like a 7 hour, they'd be dead tired after.
Oh, yeah. What else we got going on, Ace?
The other thing going on in New Orleans, we got the big show, WrestleMania itself. They've been announcing all the matches going on, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty lengthy show.
7 hours,
7 hours.
I believe, yes.
I don't know if I can do that. Is it one match, or is it just like multiple matches?
No, it's a lot of matches. It's just 7 hours. It is pretty excessive. I'm not like... You got to wonder back, like a casual fans, I guess, if they would watch that much wrestling. I don't know, but
wait, what time does it start? Does it start like late at night, or start at 8 until like?
Yeah, what time is it?
Yeah, was
it probably started
4 or 3 o'clock?
In terms of my time, it starts. Yeah, it starts at my time at 4. I'm pretty sure in New Orleans it's starting about 3. So.
Wow.
So it'll be done at 10 o'clock. That's a reasonable time to leave because you might get sleepy, but
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be intermission and breaks and stuff like that.
Not really. No,
it's like back to back to back.
Yeah, like it's back to back to back to back to back, like all the way for 7 hours.
Well, it's crazy though because like, if you go to a bathroom and have to get something to eat, you're gonna miss like some of the wrestling matches.
Yeah, but I mean, there's 7 hours, so you're gonna see something again.
But there might be that one moment that is like a huge move or something.
Ace, if you're in that crowd, what matches are your bathroom breaks? Ace, I'm putting you on the spot right here for this WrestleMania card. Where do you go up there? You get some nachos, a soda, maybe some popcorn. Go take a couple piss breaks. Where do you place those in this WrestleMania card for you, Ace?
Unfortunately, the Cruiserweight Championship match, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. I mean, they're both talented guys, but the Cruiserweights, just done nothing for me lately in WWE.
I was going to say,
Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax.
I would have just pissed my pants.
I would think the Cruiserweight...
Just watch all 7 hours, just piss my pants.
But
that's what a dedicated
you would think the Cruiserweight because they'll be flying and high flying and stuff like that.
Postmates the food from the snack bank to the seats.
That's smart.
You don't leave that fucking seat for 7 hours. That's what a real fan is.
Just have a little bucket.
That was a trick question, Ace. You failed. Not a real fan.
Not a real fan. Yeah, man. I would have brought a bucket and pissed and shit in there.
You don't want anybody to know you pissed. You got to go in your pants and you can't get up.
Hey,
I would have my little WWE blanket over my lap, just sitting there, just as a fan. Me and John Cena just sitting there as fans. Just fucking.
Yeah, they're gonna be thinking of other things with the blankets. It's like, hey, what are you guys doing together with the blanket covering you guys?
Well, no. John's whole thing is he's going to WrestleMania as a fan.
Oh yeah.
To watch. So I'll sit there with him and just piss my pants and Uber my food to my seat 7 hours straight.
Oh my god.
That'd be a good deal. I think that would be a good little app for venues. How many people would fuck not wanting to walk up the steps to go get their food.
Have someone else bring it.
Just having somebody have a little Uber. I'm trying to think of a Postmates feats. Call it feats.
Yeah.
Something.
Uber feats.
The things jeez. All right, Ace. What else do we got going on? Ryback claims he created Uber feats.
Looks like we had some nice congratulations to go to this week. Miz and Maurice had their baby Tuesday, March 27th. It was a little girl. Her name was Monroe Sky Mizanin.
Okay.
The one thing I like about Miz and Maurice, they seem to pretty much have a normal life. I mean, considering how crazy everything was with the WWE, they seem to still manage to kind of keep a fairly normal existence,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, he's never home, so that's going to be very interesting how that, because I feel like Miz would be he's a great person, great human being. So, I mean, I think that's going to be challenging being on the road full time, especially considering he just signed the new contract, supposedly, right? Where full time still. Yeah. So, I mean, I would imagine that's going to be a lot of that's going to fall on Maurice. And as far as he's going to be gone, he's gone a lot. Even if you're doing a 4-day-a-week schedule, you're home, especially being on the West Coast, you're home maybe 2.5 days. And the day that you fly out, you are getting very little sleep flying out, typically at 5 or 6 a.m. Every week. So. But I mean, he's done it thus far. He's balanced it all, and they're good. They're good human beings. So I'm congratulations first of all on that. But I think it's I'm curious to see how that changes his mentality of being on the road. As far as, you know what I mean, having the baby at home and being gone so much.
But I think with the internet and our phones, we can do video chats and stuff like that. At least he's able to see the baby. Because my dad joined the Navy and I didn't even see him, and I thought my uncle was my dad for a while. God. So because we didn't have, we grew up in the 80s, that didn't exist yet. But at least today, he's able to see the kid and maybe see videos of him growing up. I'm sure he has his parents come over and check on the kid and stuff like that. So it seems like as long as he has a good tight knit family, I think he'll be fine.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, people have been. But technology makes it much easier today than 20 years ago. Or
for sure.
Less than that. So. Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be tough for him, but at least he's able to see the baby, and the baby will able to see him too.
Yep.
So it's like, hey, that's daddy. It's like, oh, that's daddy, and then obviously when he shows up, it's like, oh my god, daddy. Versus, hey, that guy over there, that's actually your uncle, not your dad.
Yeah.
This is your dad. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we're going to have to be
Have you seen a therapist for this? Okay. I just want to, it's... No, I think that's something you thought your uncle was your dad. That's like, you need to know.
Yeah. But I know now, but that was like when I was a kid. It was a kid. My mom would tell me that's not your dad. That's not your dad.
Okay.
But like no. It's just like, but I was like 4 or 5 years old.
You're not at an age to where you can necessarily.
No.
Dada. No. Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
Dada.
But yeah.
All right, Ace. Moving on.
Another bit of good news involves David Otunga. Apparently his niece had been really sick the last couple of years, needed a heart transplant, and David Otunga got out there, was beating the drum and it seems like last week she finally got the heart she needed, and she's been doing really well. They said she's recovering. She's actually living with David Otunga now, and just seems like everything's gone really well. And huge props to David Otunga for going above and beyond here. Looks like she's on the road to recovery, and it's great when someone could use their role to help people like Otunga has.
How old is this niece?
I think she seemed like she was in like 12 or 13 in the pictures I saw.
Definitely on the younger.
She's
young.
Okay.
Yeah. What did David do with this? Did he help? He helped speed up the process.
They said he'd been like really. Yeah, they said he was one basically banging the drum. He was out there hustling to get her on the interviews to make sure she got on the transplant list and moving her up there. So.
No, David's a great guy. I always going back to developmental. I've known him from FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling, and then obviously with the Nexus, and he's always been I've always gotten along with him really well. We just texted each other not long ago, and I ran into him at the airport here in Vegas. Maybe it might have been like 6 months ago, 6 months ago. Just randomly ran into each other, and it was great just to see him again. And it's he's always just been it's like no shock to hear something like that. He comes from a pretty close knit family, from what I understand, and he's really good with his kids. If you've seen him, like he's a good guy. So that's props to David Otunga for helping his niece and then allowing her to live with him and make sure she's going to be all right. And he's a lot of guy. Say what you want to say about him as a wrestler. He always worked hard and has an amazing look, and he's a great human being. So I'm happy to hear that.
Whatever happened to David Otunga? I mean, he hasn't had a match since 2015. Did he retire, or they never really made it clear? I mean, WWF still has him listed as on the active roster, but
yeah,
it just sort of seems sort of weird. He kind of sort of just vanished one day.
No, I don't know I don't know specifics on the situation. I know when I was there and all of us, they tried to do stuff with David a little bit and had a little singles thing, and he was doing a lot of live events. And I don't know if it was a situation of where he just didn't want to maybe be a wrestler, and he had because he has a lot of other stuff going on, but he had interest of working with the company still, or if it was the other way where they wanted him to take on a role outside of wrestling more so. I don't know. I don't know if there was an injury in there and it was just everything, or if there was something else and it was just on the down low and nobody ever knew about it. But I think David is very articulate, and I like him in the role that he is now, on being on the network and on the panel and stuff like that. And I think he's, with his family and the way that he is, I don't think he would want to be on the road full time either. It's just one of those, and I think he's happy in the role that he's in. So,
just one quick update on Vader. We got his son Jesse posted on Twitter. I just want everybody to know that I spoke to the surgeon. The surgery was a success. It was worse than we expected. Long load for recovery. We'll keep you posted. Thank you for your prayers. Then a couple days later, Vader posted, "Fear no man, feel no pain. I'm sorry to say, feel no pain is a bunch of BS. Worst pain I've ever been in. Even worse than getting hit in the back with a shovel by Mick Foley."
Yeah, no, that sounds like an extremely stressful situation all the way around. I'm glad that he made it out of surgery. I'm sure he has a lot of work ahead of him still on overcoming all that, but I'm glad he was able to finally have the process done. And that's I can't even imagine. Arnold Schwarzenegger just
had a surgery. Didn't he?
had heart surgery.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And I always, anytime you're dealing with the heart, it's even if as well as the technology is and as many as they do, you're dealing with the heart still. So it's
especially when he's an older guy, where the niece who got the heart surgery, at least she's 12 years old. Her body can still.
The older you get, the harder everything
it's harder
is.
To heal.
Yep. So congratulations, though, to Vader for making it out of that alive, and hopefully we wish him a speedy recovery. And it's that's good news for that on that end.
Yeah. One last story tonight. We got Major League Wrestling gets a TV deal. Kurt Bauer's Major League Wrestling has inked a television deal with national network beIN Sports. Beginning April 20th, MLW will be part of beIN Sports Friday Night Fury block at 8 p.m. with replay airing at 11 p.m. The TV deal allows MLW to reach over 50 million households in both English and Spanish. It marks the official return to primetime for Tony Schiavone after a 17-year hiatus for his final broadcast on WCW's Nitro. The shows will be taped, with MLW recording a monthly broadcast and assembling its weekly program from there. In addition to Kurt Bauer, the front office includes Bruce Pritchard and Nelson Swigler. The talent roster so far is announced to include Lucha Underground stars Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix. Major League Wrestling's put on a lot of good shows over the last couple of years. You see them online. I mean, they seem to be doing pretty well. Like we were talking about earlier, there's not a lot of wrestling promotions that have TV coverage, so I've never heard of this beIN network, but it could be great to have some more competition out there.
Absolutely. The MLW, I'm not familiar with them at all. What shows have they, I'm as far as like what I've seen and whatnot.
They do a lot of.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, they did a lot of internet shows last year. I mean, the big thing they were pushing was like Tony Schiavone doing the commentary. It seemed like a lot of just indie guys, nothing big, but the shows they put together online have been pretty decent. They had like 2 mini pay-per-views basically is what they did. So
okay. Oh, well, no, that's good. Anytime you can get exposure and get a TV deal, that's never a bad thing at all. So, congratulations to them. That's the talent roster looks a little light right now. Two wrestlers are with them. That's it.
That's the major names they've announced: Pentagon and Ray Phoenix. They did put some stuff for the taping. They said, "Oh God, what's his name? Used to be in WWE, High Flyer." Matt Sydal. They said Matt Sydal is going to be up tapings this week. They had some good names announced for the tapings, but they just said definite the talent rest they posted initially just had Pentagon and Ray, but they'd announced Matt Sydal, a couple other guys, Sammy Callahan, Joey Janela, a couple guys like that they'd announced during the course of the week too. So
how are they doing their tapings? Are they doing it like where they're doing a bunch of shows all in one day or multiple days?
They're going to do one. You're going to do one monthly recording and then split it over 4 shows, is what they said.
Is that all in one night, or are they doing that in multiple nights? Do you know?
It said one monthly broadcast, so I'm taking it as you're doing one night and then spreading it out. But it could be like a weekend kind of thing. But
yeah, that's what I was wondering if they were going to tape over the course of 3 or 4 days or 2 days, even do 2 shows. Doing 4 shows in one night seemed just, from a wrestling crowd and a wrestler perspective, that it's just overkill. But two is manageable. I think anything over that is a bit much. So I would be curious to know how that works. But congratulations to them.
Yes, I don't. They're starting tape like.
They're what?
It looks like they're starting tape the next week or so. So I think we'll have more information on that. Over the next couple weeks. So
absolutely. All right, so is that it on the wrestling news this week, Ace? Is that everything?
That's it.
All right.
That's everything, brother.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on this late Sunday night, Easter night, and have a great week. And we're going to take our first break right here and come on back with Phoenix, who's making her appearance. She's come out of hiding, and she's back.
Well, she's not really making an appearance. He's just phoning it in.
Yeah, she's phoning it in again. But Ace, thanks again. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
All right, bye, Ace.
Good night, guys.
I am the ultimate Ryback, and I'm here to tell you about Feed Me More Nutrition. It is the ultimate premium in sports nutrition. Wake up, unlimited energy. I take it non-stop, and I have all the unlimited energy from the gods above. My blood, my skin, the energy is pouring through my system. The big guy, all natural testosterone booster will be giving you erections to the heavens. And if you need protein builds muscles upon muscles. I'm so hungry. Premium grass-fed prebiotic enhanced whey protein isolate is what you need. Fat burn body fat with Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner, the most powerful fat burner on the market today. Feed me more nutrition. Save 10% with Podcast 10. Available on feedmemore.com and Amazon.
Okay, we are back. And we have with us the one and only Phoenix Marie. After 2 weeks of being in hiding, she has come out of hiding and joined myself.
Wow.
How are you doing, Phoenix?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. You know me. I'm always happy.
That's good.
Even though I did have like a bad experience on Friday at school.
What happened?
That hurt. So I go to class. You know me. I'm all super happy and everything. And I'm like a teacher's pet kind of too. So it is what it is. And one of the guys, so a black gentleman who's one of the instructors, when we first got into the school, they said, well, what makes you want to do this? And I was like, well, I was doing adult. I just want to try something else. I'm already working in a doctor's office. And then he pulled me aside and he goes, oh, you were doing adult? You probably shouldn't be telling people that. I'm like, what?
The teacher said
He's
that?
like, yeah, the teacher told me that. And I'm like, okay, now he's older, retired, so this is a second job for him. And I'm like, okay, I'm not ashamed of who I am or what I did, so whatever, left it alone, right?
Yeah.
Move on. So then Friday I needed I had all the papers and some of the other students didn't have it. I'm like, oh, I'll go make copies, no big deal. And I'm waiting outside the copy room area and he's in there making copies. And so it's, the size of a closet, a decent walk-in closet. And so I'm standing next to him waiting, my turn. And he goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just, gonna do this. And he's all, oh, you're gonna make copies? Well, how about this? You wait outside because I don't want anyone getting the wrong impression in here. What the fuck?
No. I feel like this guy wants you really bad. And this is his way of showing it.
No, he's a married dude, but I was just like, how dare you show me prejudice? You're a black gentleman. You get prejudice against you, sadly, all the time just for being who you are. And I hate that, and I feel bad for that. But I'm like, to throw some stones on me, and I'm so nice to you, and I've always been respectful, that's so fucked up.
That is, I know, that is, what did you say to that?
I just looked at him. I was so fucking slapped in the face. I didn't say anything. I just moved back and I waited till he was done. I made my copies, went back to the room, and I was fuming. So one of the other girls in the office who's a front desk girl is going to school there now. So she's 5-6 months behind me. And I'm like, hey, I need to talk to you real quick. And I tell her what happened. She's like, oh my fucking God. I can't believe this guy. I'm like, I know I'm not wrong for being upset at this, right? She goes, no, you're totally just. Now, am I going to go do and pursue action or some shit? No, but I was just so hurt and offended because I'm like, I never would have expected it. It hurt my feelings so much.
Yeah, there's no need for that on his end. It's not you were doing. You haven't been flirtatious with him to even get where he would have anything to. Where you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because obviously you and I are same in the same industry, and it's just unfortunate because I think what's going on with the news, going on with the whole
Stormy bullshit,
Stormy crap and stuff like that, and everyone,
what?
Stormy Daniels and the president,
Oh, I don't even know. I don't watch.
Well, it was just it's just on the news. They had relationships.
I'll catch up on it.
But you catch it later. But I think it's because what's going on in the media right now is just half the people, just it was a typical porn star and this and that, and this is what's going on. And
and that we're all money hungry because some of us are, which is bullshit. Because obviously I'm far from that bullshit.
Yeah, you're training to do a job that's admirable, that saves people's lives.
That there's nobody looking down on. You have no reason.
Exactly.
The world does revolve around money, though. Everything that everybody does on this planet revolves around money.
Yeah.
There's a good way to do it, and then, you know what I mean? Like, there's just, but like, the whole, that's how you live is through money.
Yeah.
Like, so I always hate that when people say people are money hungry. It's like, well, some people just have better jobs than others and make more money than others doing different things, but I just get upset when I hear that.
Well, I mean, how long is it?
Yeah, but there's.
I'm sorry. He's an instructor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and how long you have to be in training with this instructor?
Well, I'm done with school. I test on May 11th.
Okay, so you have like so you have a couple months before you're done with this.
Yeah. For all the drama's done.
So stupid.
But it was just like so sucky because it's like I've proven myself, I'm on time.
Yeah.
I've done all my schoolwork. And then I don't know, it just sucks. And it's funny because like then there's this other teacher. So everyone pretty much knows, right, what I did for work. Because again, I didn't hide it. And like all the younger kids, I mean, these are 19, 20-year-old kids. They all have the internet, and it's not like I'm not a more recognizable girl.
Yeah. So
they all joke about it because like one of the professors said, yeah, we attached all these cams and rode around the town and, basically filmed like how these paramedics were driving. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, we got all the cameras from a porn studio going under. And I'm like, oh my God. They all looked at me like, I'm all, I don't know which one it was. And I just said it quiet to them. But they were like laughing their asses off. And I'm like, the ones that know it's not a big deal. No one's like, oh, Phoenix, can I have an autograph or any of that bullshit,
Yeah.
But it's just like, dude, this sucks. Like, I hate that. I hate like bias and prejudice in anything in life.
Exactly, and especially don't even know you. I'm
the nicest person in the fucking world.
You're being honest. You're letting everyone know it's like, hey, I did this. But I didn't hurt anybody.
Even then,
I
wasn't
kill anybody.
Like the one going around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not
like, oh my God, here, look at my porn bullshit.
Right.
Like some of these girls.
Yeah, for sure.
How has the gains waves treatment been going? Have you guys been staying busy with that?
Hell yeah. And guess what? Every single fucking person I did has results. They're seeing fuller erections, bigger dicks, fuller. Like, it's awesome.
Oh, are any Asians? Any Asian customers?
Yeah, what ethnicity is
primarily? Well, I mean, has Asians been shown to improve with larger penises?
Yes, sir. Yes. There has been every culture. And I mean, I have Hawaiians, you name it. Like, every culture has been in my office. Every size has been in my office. Super small to nice and huge. And I was like, geez, you should be doing porn with that dick.
What's the smallest one you've seen in there, Phoenix? Are you allowed to disclose this information? And the biggest.
As long as you don't say their names.
Who it is.
Don't say their names.
Just go by memory.
Yeah.
It was, he's probably like 2 thumbs put together.
Wait, 2?
Wait, what?
Like your thumb, from like the base of your thumb up to like top of your thumb.
So about 2 inches.
It was like 2 of them like side by side, He's like girthy but no length.
Yeah. I like Ryan and I are like putting our thumbs together and see.
Thumbs up to see.
But you got big thumbs. I got tiny thumbs.
Yeah, I was looking at yours.
Ryback, your thumbs are bigger than mine.
Okay. Oh Jesus! I can only imagine you guys putting your thumbs together like.
I know.
But we both literally were doing it on our own and looked over and just like,
oh wait,
it's like at the urinal, and then we both look over and like, oh,
hey.
Oh, you children! I love it. But that's a guy thing, I'm sure. You guys all have to like measure penises. Have you guys ever done that? Like,
we don't have to. We just do it. Wait. I don't think we ever have to.
What do you mean?
With like other men, like
no, it's like, hey, how
like stepbrothers were they?
Listen, I know. Luckily for girls, we don't have to look at each other's vaginas like that. But I would definitely be looking over, be like, hey, what kind do you got? Oh, nice,
women,
nice.
Though, isn't there? The other treatments for the women, the P shot.
So the FemiWave is coming out.
The FemiWave.
It's called FemiWave. It'll be out in, what do they say? Now it's end of April, early May, and
like
I actually where you just saw the guy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Am I breaking? Okay.
No.
So the FemiWave one, it's really cool because like I'm gonna get O shot, which is for like women to basically have an even tighter vagina, which is kind of cool, even though nothing ever went in mine, but we'll pretend like it did. But it's supposed to make your orgasms like 10 times better. It's the same as the guys. We get PRP shots, but it's intervaginal. We get the same sort of like shockwave treatment, so sound waves going in and, you know, causing basically new tissue, new growth. It's really kind of cool. I'm like, this is awesome. So I get to do that on April 25th. Poor me.
Wait,
and then
so
I get the
are
vampire
you,
facial
you're getting the procedure done, or you're giving someone else?
I'm getting it done on me because
Throwing
we have to
yourself
train
right into the
nurse
fire
practitioner.
for the sake of medical science.
Yeah, for
100% for just for that. That's all.
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm all about like if it's something that's naturally causing your own like cell production. I don't think that's cheating. I think it's just awesome, and I love science stuff like that. So why not?
That's interesting to see. The technology just keeps going and going.
Right.
I was
especially in like sexual health. I think it's always there first before anything else.
Yeah, that's never going to
That's the whole reason why we're all here.
Yeah, without sex, we would never be here.
I don't think anything would ever get done in the world from that point on if that didn't exist. That's the only reason men do anything.
Right. Ryback's like, I only get up so I can have sex. Duh.
It's just I feel like, show me a man who's done a lot that, yeah. I'm not going to go on.
Ryback's like, wait a minute, I'm going to end the conversation on that note. Well, no, it was so cute because, like, we were discussing, you know, how Gainswave was actually for cardiac originally. Remember? Like, I kind of mentioned
you told us all that, yeah.
That they're like, oh, we're going to save heart attacks and infarctions less, and we're going to make it so people don't die from it. And now it's like, yeah, no, you know, let's just put it on our penis instead. Oh, way more money in that. Let's do that. I'm like, I mean, it's jerk faces.
I mean, like it's just like with Viagra. Viagra was actually for, was it high blood pressure or something?
They were selling it, right?
And high blood pressure.
And then they found out, like, wait a minute, they're giving guys
why do all
erections.
These guys have erections and that their blood pressure's gone down, but they have these massive erections. I'm so out of it tonight. I was telling you, so I just got back from. I landed in Vegas at 6:35. I left. I got up at 5:15 a.m. Glasgow, Scotland time, and then flew to London Heathrow. And then the flight the promoter had booked was the wrong. They gave him an 11:15 flight that didn't exist though.
Oh no!
I landed at 9:15 a.m.
Yeah.
The flight from London Heathrow took off at 9:20. So, and I'm looking for, there's no flights, not one airline had a flight at 11:15. So I'm like, what's going on? I couldn't get a hold of them. And I went to the Virgin Atlantic desk. They were able to rebook me on a 12:30. Like, I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get home tonight.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to get home because I got to send the podcast to the editor, to Shining Wizards Eddie, and they were luckily, my LA flight stayed the same. Yeah. Because I just had a longer layover on the other flight. Yeah, so it all worked out and everything. But it was, I had an amazing time in Scotland. It was.
Did you meet the fan that actually?
I was thinking that same thing the whole time.
I don't know I know he called on Skype one morning while I was in the shower.
Okay.
And that was, but he didn't. There was no message or anything, so I didn't. I stayed pretty busy over there, but he might not have just said who he was.
Okay.
I don't know, but I would have thought maybe he would have messaged them.
Yeah, he would message you.
Hey, I shook your hand tonight.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Which one were you? No.
But yeah, you got to meet a lot of fans out there.
Yeah, we actually, thank you to everybody that came out to the shows for this Scottish Wrestling Alliance shows 2 and 3. We had over 1,000 people the first night, and then the second night, both shows sold out. And over 800 selling people the second night, and wrestled in the main events on both those shows, and then the main event of another show in Inverness. That was a small show at the hotel, which I'll talk about briefly, but it was good. It was really cool. It was. The fans were very responsive, but and it makes, this is what I always talk about. You see, there's so many good fans, and it's and then you have these negative people online that want it, but you can see the power that you have when you go to these shows and do these, and they told me that it was actually, and it's really cool that of everyone they brought over, these shows had done the best. So that's always a good little thing as far as for me in my position and being able to draw people in, and a lot of that goes to the roster over there too and whatnot. So I'm glad people are interested in we had two main events that I thought crowd reactions were just unbelievable both nights. And I got to wrestle Jack Jester the first night, and we killed each other. And then Grado the second night, who is one of the most popular, if not, he is the most popular Scottish wrestler.
Oh, yeah?
But he's like on TV shows over there.
Okay.
He wrestles over here in the States.
Okay.
He's a little bit of a heavier set guy, comedy guy, and but man, I had so much fun out there with him. And so we had to figure out a way, and I'm sure clips are going to be showing up. I ended up he's a big dancer. And we had to be we had a promo segment and everything, and it's cool. It's cool. Independents are so cool because you can do whatever. You have freedom to do what you want to do,
right,
on this stuff. And the crowd was really seemed to be into everything.
Is there anything they tell you not to do? Or
no. I mean, obviously you don't want to be cussing. It's
no,
like as far as these shows were a lot of kids too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You play to your audience,
of course.
obviously. But we do a match, and I thought we did the match perfectly, where we highlighted some of his comedy stuff, but kept me Ryback still. And then we were able to. You didn't want to leave him down at the end of the night because he's so popular.
Yeah, and
the show would have kind of, even though I'm a good guy too, quote unquote.
But you're from America, and so you got all the British, Scottish people.
The Scottish guy. So we did a deal where I after the match and I go to leave, shake hands with all the kids, and I see him lying in the ring. I slide in, help him up, shake his hand, raise his hand for the crowd, give him the ring, sort of deal. And then he doesn't let me leave. He tells me he wants me to dance with him, and I go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And
so there's a video of you dancing on the ring.
I don't even know what it was. But he does his own. It's like a goofy, like kind of dance walk type, and it's like I'll show you before the show's over.
Okay.
And then I get back in the ring, and the crowd. You guys want to see the big guy dance? Yes. And you guys want to see the big guy dance with Grado? Yes. Not tonight. The big guy don't dance. Boo! Go to leave, and then his music hits as I'm like leaving the ring.
Oh,
and I forget the name of this song. It's a popular.
Is it a British song or
no? It's like an American song.
Oh, okay.
I forgive me, but and it has like the intro, and I hear the intro, and I perks my ears. Oh, I like this song. And,
it's like you come back out and start dancing.
Yeah, I literally and then did a couple cartwheels with him, or attempted cartwheels, and then he had tried to roll me up several times in the match, and I tried to get one over on me, and couldn't, like early on during the promo segment. And so after we do the match, and then he had the referee in there still, and then he rolled me up after the match was over and got like a 3 count, and so everybody wins, sort of deal. Crowd was the feedback has been very positive. All the kids had a good time, and we did a meet and greet and pictures on both shows. And thank you to everyone out there. It was.
Any plans to go back there?
Yeah, I think there's definitely. There's another promoter that had, I guess, reached out in the past, and when I had somebody else helping me with my bookings, and I guess he didn't like dealing with him too much, from what he told me, and which is unfortunate. But I don't know anything about it, and because I don't think it was done on my email.
Ooh,
and so we're going to be hopefully working out a deal to go back over there for him.
Okay.
But the fans, it's hard because the kids, they were all, please come back.
Yeah.
And so I did a couple promos even after the one with Grado, just to kind of wrap up the show and thank them for everything. And like I've done, and I explain how I've been honest since I've left, because I wanted my fans to know I didn't leave because of them.
Yeah.
Because I think it's hard for kids to understand that.
Exactly.
And so I just tried to stress that. Like, I never left because of you guys. This is what was going on. This is what was going on in my head. This is why I made the decisions I made. You guys can still see me. I'll still be over here. I'm maybe not as frequently, but I'm very happy right now, and I'm getting healthy. But they were just such good crowds. It was such a good time. That's what wrestling is for. It's for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah,
that's,
definitely.
Yeah.
That's good.
And they dug it. So it was busy though this week. I turn around and go to WrestleCon on Thursday. I leave Thursday night. Do 2 signings Friday, Saturday, back Sunday at around. I think I get back at Sunday night again.
Okay.
But not too late.
So do you think you want to do a podcast?
Maybe Sunday night. Yeah, I like doing Sunday though because it makes us a little more.
The week you could talk about more.
We get a full week of conversation.
Yeah. And Phoenix, you're going to be back in Cali again or San Diego?
Yeah, I'm in Cali, Westy till Sunday night. I forgot what time my flight is. I think it's late, but I don't know. I'm like,
okay.
how else I can do this at the airport?
Yeah, we can Skype it again.
I know. I've been getting so many people like, Phoenix, why aren't you on the show? Are you guys fighting? Like, the show's not the same. I'm like, guys,
no, you've been busy.
It's okay.
It's
like we all have lives.
Yeah, we all have lives and stuff like that.
The show goes on every week.
I mean, it's a good thing we have the Skype show, or we have all the setup. I mean, the studio is actually really nice. You should definitely once everything's settled on your end, you can come out here and do the show at the studio. It's really nice.
I bought a camera.
Well, of course,
this
I've been
week,
looking at like the fact that he put my cool poster up. I was like, oh,
I got it on your side.
Yeah, it's on your side.
I built this podcast room and then Phoenix quits showing up. It's like I just got an empty seat over by me.
First of all, well, think about it. You guys are trying to get me with no makeup on that damn show. Like you're crazy out of your damn minds. No.
Hey, just have a short bra on, you'll be fine.
Yeah, well, trust me, I'll put
Can
the
we
camera.
Only focus on my tits?
I'll put the camera low. We'll not. We're not gonna get our faces. That's your
poor Phoenix. We're gonna be in like sweat clothes, looking all bummy, and
we'll make
Phoenix her get all dressed up.
Well, we'll just show her cleavage the entire show.
No, I'm being dead serious. Like you need to have him like it's out.
He's like, I'm being dead serious.
That's, nobody's gonna just. We're trying to get viewers on the YouTube show here.
Yeah, but obviously we can't have the titties out, but we could have
low cut top.
Yeah, exactly. Show some cleavage.
It's. I mean, it's YouTube. Yeah, you can't show that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can't show this stuff.
But we can get as close as we humanly possible.
Oh yeah, we can.
But I might have to move her to the
these
center.
These are my friends.
Too. Yeah, but I actually had a really good weekend. I actually went to Cali. I took the mega bus. I actually bought the tickets a month ahead, so it was like $6 to go from from Vegas, from Vegas to Cali, and then
that's unheard of.
Yeah, and then I think it was I think my total round trip was probably because I think it was a little bit more coming back, so it was probably.
Go ahead.
It's probably like $18.
What bus company was this? Because
mega bus.
How do they make money?
Well, I think it's because of last minute bookings. So, dude, it's a double decker bus.
Oh, okay.
So it can hold a lot of people there.
They're making money then, but I mean, if they're charging everybody just what they're
I would say they probably make maybe anywhere from like my guess would be $400 to maybe $1,000 each
a bus
way.
ride.
Yeah, a bus ride. And
that's a lot though, because maintenance on buses is extremely expensive.
Yeah,
it is expensive, but when they're doing it every day and doing four trips.
How many buses they have? Four buses, different buses.
Yeah, I mean they're all over the country. And so, but a lot of times, a lot of the bookings are last minute. But if you book it like way ahead of time, you can get it for dirt cheap.
What's like a last minute ticket usually?
I think the most expensive I spent was probably $40.
Oh, okay, even that.
But even that is reasonable,
For what you would pay.
Even I booked it maybe like an hour before.
Yeah.
And it was like probably $35 or whatever.
They don't stop though for like food
They do.
Breaks,
They I think Greyhound, it stops a lot, but Megabus they stop over in Barstow and until you're there for like 20 to 30 minutes just to grab like Subway or.
I wonder if they have like a planned spot then.
Because gas stations would pay bus companies for them to stay so they can make money.
Okay.
They can't really just make money off the truck drivers or anybody to stay over. But if you can get a crowd of people coming into it and buying. Obviously the food there, a soda to them.
It's expensive.
It's it's expensive. And so when you get a bunch of people to come in there, they're spending a lot of money.
The business.
And so I think that's why they work out a deal. So the bus stops at Barstow, and then my mom lives in near Redlands. So she picks me up at Riverside, but the bus also goes
Riverside?
to
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
The bus goes over to yeah. The bus always goes to Riverside, Los Angeles, and Anaheim.
Speaking of
Nice.
these buses, when I was overseas in Scotland, one of the gyms, Forge Gym, the great gym I went to over in Inverness, the guy, the owner, ended up giving me a ride back because I took a cab to the gym because it wasn't far from the hotel, and they told me the hotel told me about it, or the promoter. I apologize, but really, he's like a powerlifting type, like guru and stuff, and but we got to talking, and we were talking about they have discussions over there, like on we were talking about like the Uber cars with the driving and over there they have these discussions about these self-driving cars and trucks for delivery trucks, where that's like a real thing going on.
Yeah, the semis. They have semi.
And I was thinking about that because I was like, holy shit, like how scary is that though? Thinking of a self-driving semi.
Yeah.
Like that is, but now when you're talking about the
That
buses,
sounds
I'm
a little
like, that's
much.
another
I'm not okay
thing.
with
Like
that one.
the buses, self-driving buses, like it's gonna, this technology that eventually.
It's almost like for mass transit, like it almost have to be like a separate. It seems like you have to have a separate, road or something like that, because I mean, even though self-driving, something can go wrong. It's just like trains.
Yeah.
They have their own rails, but like something can happen. It can fall off, whatever, or something can obstruct it or whatever. And so, when you're adding other cars and other people into the mix,
real life
situation, it can be really dangerous, especially with a semi or a bus.
That's what I'm saying. This is what but these big companies would 100% try to probably do this
because they want to save money and make money. That's the thing.
But this guy was talking about the discussions they're having if that were something down the road that this does, because this is the direction we're going. Like it is, you can see it a million miles away. Is that these companies over there, do they pay the drivers 2/3 of their salary so that they have in full, they still pay the drivers, even though the drivers aren't working for them anymore, a salary so that there aren't all these unemployed people, because we're going to be taking away all these jobs,
right?
Which is going to be like what do we do? What are all? So it would be cheaper for these big corporations to still pay them something, and then have this technology, but still it's so that there's not just all out anarchy. Cause, I mean, we're overpopulated. It's just traveling.
Yeah.
People that don't travel don't actually get to see it, I think, outside of the little community that you're in or the city that you're in. Just traveling today where I did, you just see the masses of people, and it's like, holy shit, there's too many of us on this planet. Even though we have all this land,
it's a lot of land areas.
We all tend to live in the same areas, and
Yeah, but yeah, it's speaking of a lot of people. Like normally, like when I go on the bus, I don't recognize anybody. But for just so happens, I sat right behind actually a comedian that I saw like 4 years ago, Bruce Jingles. He was actually in Vegas. I think he was there for a funeral, but he also did a couple of comedy shows. But my purpose of going to Cali was actually going to see a comedy show. But I also saw Vicky Chase feature dance over at TJ's Showgirls in Staten, California. Small club, but the DJ and the manager was great, and so it was a good time. But I came out to LA with Jaden Cole to see Sam Tripoli do a live taping of his comedy special.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He actually did 2 shows. You know Sam Phoenix?
Yeah, I've done his shows. I did the Naughty Show.
Yeah.
I've done his podcast a couple times.
Yeah, and so he finally decided to do this is his first taping of his comedy special. And so he actually did.
It's for Netflix, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's for Netflix. They didn't say, but I'm assuming because Netflix always seems to do the comedy shows. I mean, that's HBO and Showtime,
those do well for them,
and then Comedy Central. But I think because dude, they had some really high tech cameras, the red cameras. These are like 10, 20 grand. So most likely it's gonna be on Netflix.
What do you say? What kind of cameras?
These are red cameras. These are like for
mainstream movies.
Mainstream movies,
like handheld. Like
they're not handheld, but they're like big cameras, but they're small.
They're on your shoulder.
You can on your shoulders, but it's like 8K
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
if you're watching 4K on your TV, they're shooting in 4K, or I mean, sorry, 8K, and I think some are coming out in 10K. So these cameras, they're not cheap. Anywhere from 10 grand to 20 grand
per camera.
But also the attachments and stuff like that. It adds up.
Yeah.
But
Probably
they had
camera.
so Sam had about, I think he had 3 red cameras filming him. Huh? And so but we shot him at the Viper room. And so he had 2 shows, one at 7:30 and one at 9:30. And so I saw a few of my friends out there, and then I hanged out with Jaden Cole. She's gorgeous. She's 5. She's a redhead. Okay. 5'11", super hot.
Ginger.
But the thing is though, she doesn't look like a ginger. She's just super hot.
No, she's fucking gorgeous. She ate grapes out of my asshole. Like, amazing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But I'll show you a picture of her. She's hot.
Just telling you.
But Sapphires too, weren't you? On
I was Sapphire. That was a couple weeks ago. Okay. That was when I went to Blackout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. I normally don't post pictures up the day of or night of. I wait because I get people hit me up as like, hey man, why did you hit me up and could have hang out? And it's like, dude, a lot of times like
you don't like to give them a time reference when you were there.
Yeah, and so
smart man.
People because when Foursquare was pretty. Well, I think. They changed their name now, but it used to be Foursquare. So you would check in to a restaurant or any store or something like that. Hey, I was here, and then I would get a text message like, hey, how come you didn't hit me up? You're like, what? I could have came over. And it's like sometimes things are just spur of moment, and you don't want them to sit around and wait for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, but on the bus trip back from LA Cali to here, I just so happened to see Inari Botch, Phoenix. You know Inari?
Yeah, I know Inari.
Yeah, and so she happened to be on the same bus, and we ended up sitting next to each other, and we just caught up.
She a performer?
She used to be she's retired, but she's a Avian Hall of Famer. Back in I think the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
I think early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s.
She was still around when I was like talking,
Yeah, and so but yeah, she's having her own life. But we actually just talked about it. She actually have her own podcast with I think her boyfriend is a aspiring rapper. And so they actually do a podcast together, and I actually mentioned like she would love to come on the show.
Oh yeah.
And so, but yeah, they can definitely. And then
we have an open seat over here.
Yeah.
For her.
Well,
wow.
Jesus Christ. Okay, it's between you two. I'm out of it. I'm the third wheel. I'm the third wheel here.
Jesus Christ, Phoenix.
So she mentioned that in one of her podcasts. They actually talked about famous people in Vegas, and your name came up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so
I was on their list.
Yeah, probably.
At one point, a few years when I had the IC title, I was #1 in one of the magazines.
Oh, really?
For active athletes.
Okay.
Which I still am an active athlete, but just not with WWE.
Yeah. So I had
fallen down a few pegs.
Yeah, so I had a pretty good weekend, and then Thursday I worked with Wood Rocket. We actually shot a porn parody.
Another one.
I think this one, we parodied a famous Japanese anime.
Okay.
And so I think it has had a huge cult following, and so it should come out on Pornhub maybe in a couple weeks. But we had some interesting. I played a character that was pretty interesting.
I don't want to know about this.
I don't know. I can't.
Well, not that, but I like how Joe's like, I did something really cool, but I can't talk about it. Like, that's so mean to do to somebody.
I know, but I just want to let you know that we shot it.
Heads up of what he has
I'm giving you a heads up, but it's gonna be. I mean, you don't have to wait, but it's gonna come out in a couple weeks. So it's gonna be.
I just picture you fixing computers all week, and that's all that you do, and then you do the podcast.
Yeah.
You just a computer repairman,
and then I ruined
like
it.
odd end job. Like that's what I don't even. This is all made up to me.
This is my alter ego.
Yeah,
my alter ego.
I just picture you're just making it up for the podcast.
Until I show you the video. No. What? That's not you.
Sweet little angel.
He's all right,
No.
It's a suit. Sure.
I rode. Have you guys ever ridden a train?
Yeah. Like a small train or
Like,
Amtrak?
What kind of train
or,
you thinking there, Joe? You stuttered for a minute.
Yeah.
No, like what kind of I know. Well, Phoenix.
Spit it out, Junior.
No, like a small train or
No,
actual like a car.
in Scotland, I rode a train.
Oh yeah,
Inverness.
I have.
To
Yeah.
Glasgow.
When I was in Thailand, we rode a train.
I've never. It was my 36 years old. My first time riding a train. I never. Well, they're not out here.
How was it?
It was great. It was 3.5 hours, but they had Wi-Fi on it.
Oh, nice.
So it was, and that's like kind of a new thing I think out there. I was like, because I was a little. It was. I just listened to audiobooks and kind of played on my phone.
Did you feel like Harry Potter, going into trains and going to
Hogwarts? I Instagrammed shots of it the whole time of like all the scenery. But I had it wasn't usually my phone. I had my headphones hooked up where I could, whatever song is playing on my music will play on the Instagram story. Yeah. And I had the Choo Choo Train song, the rap song.
Yeah.
I loved just playing all the time.
Nice.
But it didn't show up on any of them. I was like, never again will I be able to do this.
That sucks.
I downloaded the song specifically because I wanted to play the Choo Choo song.
I think it's because you had your headphones on. I think the audio was going straight to the headphones because I think when you have Instagram Live, it records the audio through the microphone.
Really?
Yeah, I think because
I wonder because maybe that it used to do it though through these.
Oh, really?
It did, yeah.
They might have changed it. Who knows?
Yeah, no, they very well may have. But I had a cabin to myself. They gave me a first class cabin.
Oh, nice.
But then, like towards the last 45 minutes, like 5 people barged in there because we had to pick people up at different stops.
Oh, okay. So they got to reserve.
And they sat the way it was like individual. There were chairs and tables, and I was at the big one with the 4 seats, and they all came and sat on the other side, and it was way too close for my liking. I'm not literally just face to face with these Scottish people.
Did you talk to them at all?
No, I got up and just gave them the whole table and moved to another open. There were so many open seats in there. Okay. It's like when somebody's at a gym and there's a whole row of open ellipticals or treadmills.
And the one guy sits next to you.
Yeah, the smelly guy comes and gets right next to you. And you go, fucking wear deodorant. And you get up
It's the worst when you go to a bathroom and the urinals. When you have a row of 10 people and no one's there and you pick the middle one and the guy stands right next to you when you're pissing. It's really, dude? After all the other stalls, you decide to pick one next to me.
I'll use bathroom stalls whenever I can because I hate people contacting
people.
And because I get it people. I've had people have had their phones out before.
I got robbed at gunpoint at a bathroom rest area. Yeah, I thought I told you the story.
People are creeps, by the way. Everywhere. It's.
I was driving from Chicago to Vegas, and I was driving for almost 16 hours, and I was going to take a nap at the rest area in my car. And so I go. It's right on 11 o'clock at night in Breckenridge, Colorado. And I go into the bathroom, and I was taking a piss. And all of a sudden, I see a guy walk out the bathroom stall. And I was like, all right, the guy must have taken a shit or doing in the stall. So I just mind my own business, face the wall. Next thing I know, give me your wallet. Turn around, he's pointing a gun at my head.
Jesus.
And so I'm still pissing. And I'm saying to dude, I don't have my wallet.
Because if you would have turned around and pissed on him, it could have.
Yeah, I probably would have been.
Food chop right to the side. You could have.
So I told him,
or
I was
guy with your pecker out.
I told him, I don't have my wallet. It's why would I bring my wallet in the bathroom? And he's like, you're lying, man. And he's feeling my pockets. I'm wearing cargo shorts. Feeling my pockets. And he realized...
you zip your pants back up?
No, I'm still pissing.
Jesus.
And so he's like, man, you're lying. And he grabbed it. And he just found my car keys. He didn't... No, not grab it. Not grab it. Grab my car keys.
What happened?
I want to specify. It was grab it. Grab my car keys.
Gave it a shake.
So... He grabbed it and realized I don't have my wallet, and he left. And so I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So I finished peeing. I zipped up. Unfortunately, I didn't wash my hands because
you a little nervous. Were you heart racing?
I was heart racing. It's what the hell just happened? So I peeked out the window to see if he's still there. I didn't see him. And so a car pulled up across from my car. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go around down there and say I got, hopefully they have a phone because I didn't have my phone with me, whatever. Yeah. Because I left everything in my car, locked, whatever. And so I go up to it was a couple, and they said, look, I got robbed. Can I call the cops? And so they let me in the car. I called the phone, called the cops up, called 911. I think they showed up probably 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
But it was 4 cop cars, German Shepherds, high-tech assault rifles.
Oh man,
it was just like this Breckenridge
excessive for.
This is a little excessive, but I realized later on Breckenridge is it's actually a rich area.
Oh,
and so that's why they have all that stuff.
Nip that in the butt.
And so I filled out a police report, and normally I don't. When I go on long trips, I don't bring it, but I actually had a spare key in my car. And so
you got lucky.
I was so lucky. So I asked the police officer to unlock my door, and the alarm went off, but I had the remote to my car. I turned it off, and I drove another 9 hours because I just like adrenaline going.
Yeah.
And I made it home to Vegas at 9 o'clock in the morning, but I was actually planning to drive out to LA. So I took a 3-hour nap or 4-hour nap to drive out to LA on a Friday to see my friends do a comedy show. Because I promised him I'll see him. And he bombed. He bombed so hard.
Aww.
And so I came up to him. It's like, man, I wish that guy actually pulled the trigger so I wouldn't be here. But it was thing is though, it gave me a really like a different perspective in life. I think that's how
use bathroom stalls when you piss.
Yeah, I do bathroom stalls now, but the way I look at it now, it's like if the guy decided to pull the trigger, my life would have ended there.
Yeah,
and then none of this would never happen.
No,
and I would never meet Phoenix. I would never meet. So that's why like. When I meet people, that's why you see me on Instagram getting along with so many people. It shows that I don't. I had a moment where all the small shit doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just like
we take stuff for granted.
But your life can end instantly, and so you just gotta cherish the moments that you have because it could end it. Someone can either take it away, or something natural happen, or an accident.
I agree with you completely.
For sure.
I remember the one time I went out though with the speaking of the urinals was at one of my drinking night when Dolph Ziggler was in town, and we went to the strip club, and we went into the bathroom to go piss, and it had to have been there, and it was like all lined up of just all of us on the and. Obviously, people recognized me in there, and I don't know if Dolph was necessarily in there. No, he had to have been. I think he was. But one of the guys said something. It was like the stupidest wrestling question ever. And I don't remember what it was because I was pretty out of it.
Yeah.
And I just remember the entire row of guys laughing at this guy, because it was. But it's just. I hate. There's just this. You just go into a bathroom and you go to go piss and but some people just do the weirdest things and it was great though to see it backfire. This guy just asked something and it was they're like, dude, the guy's just in here trying to piss and it was I don't remember what the question was.
Okay.
But it was just really, really odd. And it was just dude, just imagine a whole row of urinals with guys just laughing at this other guy.
Yeah,
and I'm laughing hysterically because I just about time.
There was I think a viral video that a Chick-fil-A employee was sitting in this bathroom stall, and a 4-year-old kid came underneath the bathroom stall and went to talk to him. It's like, "Can you wash my hands for me?" And then he put it on I think either Instagram or Snapchat. It's like, "Yo, some parent better pick up this kid because he's standing right in front of me."
That is creepy and crazy.
Literally crawled underneath the bathroom stall, the door, and said, "Hey, can you wash my hands for me?" It's like a 4-year-old kid.
That is disgusting. He was on that floor. I was just speaking of social media. I was talking with another friend because I mentioned it on here before. Because with everything we talk about with the negativity and everything on social media, and it's kind of a reoccurring thing, I was like, have I brought up the social media licenses yet?
No, I don't think you have.
I was like, I think eventually we need to have, for every other thing in life where there's responsibility involved and things like driving a car, you need to be 16 years old to get your driver's license, or 15 to get your permit, or things of that nature. And if you do things that are not that a responsible adult wouldn't do, you get your license revoked. Or, you know what I mean? There's repercussions. And I think with technology, because it's so early on still, but I think there should be, like right now, I don't think kids should be allowed to be on certain social media platforms until they're a certain age. That's my personal, like, I feel like until they're fully developed to a point to be responsible adults or close.
Right.
And again, every kid is different on that. But where there's an age, say it is 14 or 13, whatever it is, where you get a license, it's literally a license. And social media and the internet, you can't get on this stuff without your license, where it's built into all the platforms, everything. And there's a system in place with like a policing system, and that if little Jeffrey goes and he's harassing people and, you get a warning or you get a ticket, and then where eventually if after, 5 things of certain, your social media license is revoked and you can't get on. No matter, but the technology would have to adjust. But like in my head, this was all going on in my head the other day. And I was like, I could see this being a thing down the road. I think it should, because it would eliminate everybody knows there's a major problem with social media. So it's like, okay, how do we fix this? If you have to have rules in place to fix it, which none of them do. No. Essentially. And I'm talking like they've built in, it's the platform's responsibilities to do this, because they're making all this money off of this stuff, and that's the only reason they created it to begin with, to make money. Right. So now and Zuckerberg and all these fucking guys, we've created this monster and like it was never meant for this. It's like, well, fucking fix it. So you need to start looking at ways, and I think putting a social media license or an internet license, that every human being, this privilege, if you want to use this, you have to know how to act like driving a car.
Yeah, what sucks is like anybody can create an account on Twitter. Anybody can create an account on Facebook. If
the technology changed, where you need to put your ID number in and you are tracked. You were like,
yeah, and it's a fine line, because people are just like, oh, it's against freedom of speech and my rights.
But not if you're. It's a new thing. It's not free. You can still go on there and say what you want to say.
Of course.
But I mean,
then it gets to a point where how would they judge you if, let's say, if you make a comment about somebody, but people will read it wrong, because it's hard to tell people's tone of voice. Like with you and Rusev, when you posted something on his people all of a sudden it's like, how dare you and stuff like that. But people don't realize you're actually best friends and you're just joking around.
Yeah.
So
but I think it's also, and again, like comment, like it's not you're. I'm talking. This is for the severe, for people making death threats or really excessive negative comments. Because obviously, if you don't like someone and you're like, I don't like you, is that going to warrant you getting kicked off? No.
You know what I mean? But if you start saying something about your mother or something about that would touch a subject.
I'm saying, but there needs to be, I think we need to start creating this discussion now.
Yeah.
So that these things, that this stuff can be debated. And okay, well, what are the lines? And where you can kind of start creating some content for this. Because I think the license, I think it would be a truly great thing that you have to get a social media license, and all the technology, everything from our phones. And, if you've harassed people and you got your social media license revoked for a year or 3 years or whatever it is, it's almost like when you go to prison and or go to jail and, have you been, you've done your time and then you get another chance, and like, you probably, people that fuck up probably are going to not fuck up again.
Right.
Maybe you will have repeat offenders, but I think it holds people accountable for their actions, because right now there are no repercussions. Like, you just go create another account so that people there's no fear in that. And they just know, and maybe fear is not the right word, but they just know that there's.
Yeah, these keyboard warriors just want to, bring people down because they hate other people's success, and so they want to make themselves feel better.
But like, people don't do that in real life, though.
No, of course not. So if you do face to face, or even
but if they did and they acted out of line and did something threatening there would be repercussions.
Yeah, you get punched in the face,
or the police getting in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
of course.
It's like when you get a car and if you do something and you fucking there just has to be rules in place. And I think I think that is a good discussion topic to get it going, because I think with the way technology is going, I think every human needs to be held accountable for how they act online. And to some regard, freedom of speech, all that, all for all of that. I'm not, but I'm saying, and I think everybody knows what I'm talking about with these, because everybody gets it with these trolls and people that are just, they go too far and stuff. But, and again, it's like if you were banned and I had, my license, and am I going to let you use my license to get on?
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
People won't do that, because I really think it would. There's always ways around it.
Of course,
but
yeah,
I think it would. It's a good way to start holding people accountable on that. But that's just my thoughts. Does that sound crazy?
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because the people I've ran that by, they're like, that is fucking an amazing idea.
It's an amazing idea. It's just
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
No,
there's so much technology out there. There's so much. Anybody can build a new site or a new social media site.
But I'm talking
like
it
that.
being implemented into all the technology.
I think it could be done, but enforcing it's going to be an issue.
There would have to be a system in place.
Yeah.
But it's not something that can just be created overnight.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not going to be created overnight. But I think it's easy. They can probably build it. I'm sure they can. It's just spending the money to build it, but also backing it up.
Zuckerberg has it, unless it's Facebook lawsuit.
Yeah, but no, like backing it up by enforcing it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the key part of it.
Well, I know once we get the rule book in place and we have all these self-driving cars and trucks, there's going to be a lot of people that need jobs. Social media police. That's going to be the job. The truck drivers are going to be the social media police.
Yeah.
We're going to replace those jobs with computer jobs of monitoring other people online. See, I already got the solution right there. Look at that.
See.
Good job.
I can see that going bad really good quickly. Hey, let's meet at the gas station. I'll meet you in that bathroom stall number 1.
I just pictured Dumb and Dumber, the sea bass.
Yes.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? The little guy had a rash this week. When I was gone, my mom had to take him to the vet. He's on Benadryl now. He was having little breathing issues a little bit too, where he kind of had a little panic attack, I guess, when I was gone.
Well,
but they were in their crates for a long time.
Oh yeah,
and stuff. But he was fine. But he's going to be on Benadryl for a while. I don't know. Like his all bottom underneath him was all red.
Oh, okay.
But
my Shih Tzu would have that sometimes.
Yeah, it didn't seem to bother him too bad. But my mom, I told her to just take him in because she was a little concerned with it. So. But Sophie's doing good.
She loves him.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, she does.
That's good.
Sophie's doing really good. She just keeps getting better and better. So I actually probably got to walk them later on tonight too. But
how was your dinner?
I thought it was so cute that you were walking them together. I was like, oh, look, they get to walk
so
together
cute.
now.
Yeah, they're back. That's it. She's allowed to go for walks every night now. So I just went and saw them briefly when I got right before you got here, Asian Joe. I had my mom let them out real quick and. Just to see him real quick, and then I'll have to see him tonight and hang out with him a little bit. I got so much I got to do here. I got to close on my townhouse tomorrow and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Before I leave, like finish the final paperwork because everything's approved. I got to schedule. I'm waiting to hear back from the owner. My Finish It branch chain amino acid for Feed Me More Nutrition. I'm supposed to get this week.
Okay.
I better fucking get this week. That's a whole other issue. I'm fucking hot over that. But it's should hopefully have that this week, and then I got to leave Thursday for the whole WrestleCon deal. There was something else I had to do too. I can't think it up, but
give me money. No.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been
just seeing if you were listening, man. That's all.
I'm always listening.
Yeah,
but it's been a busy week. But anything else going on with you guys?
Not that I know of. No.
Phoenix, anything?
Well, I'm getting a freaking expensive. I just had a mechanic take a look at my car to take a look at my AC unit because I have getting.
You need AC out here.
Yeah,
Vegas.
especially in Vegas. It's right now it's like 80 degrees, 81 or something.
I just came from 30-degree weather, and I got here today. I go, what the hell? Did it get hot? My heat was on still. The house was 80 degrees when I walked in.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what the fuck?
So I just spent $100 to recharge it, but the mechanic says that it's my compressor not working right. So I'm gonna have to buy a new one. So it's gonna be like a $300 But like I'm gonna, he said that he can go to used car lot or junkyard and get an AC unit from another car, but I'd rather get a new one. So I'm looking at like $300, but on eBay.
It could have been more though, right?
Yeah, it could be a lot more.
You need the AC out here,
Yeah.
especially midsummer. Won't make it.
Yeah.
This is my carb day, by the way. I'm really excited. I've been doing carbs all morning and night all morning, and I guess I flew through the night.
I was gonna say technically you get like overtime now because it's like London all the way to here.
I'm just gonna do these long trips on my carb days. Just fly to other countries so I can get like, I'm just like I'm going on 24 or 5 hours now since I left.
See Ryback at Cinnabon or
just flying into different time zones to extend my day's still going.
Yeah.
That's what I wish I would have got at the fucking airport. Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. Yeah, when you said that, I was like,
kid.
So
Son of a bitch. But I was thinking I want to do these food challenges we've talked about. Yes. Big guy versus food.
Yes.
We need to schedule a carb day when I'm telling you, I think that slider, 24 sliders in 24 minutes.
Okay.
I think I could do it.
I think they're gonna stuff it with a lot of
What
condiments.
kind of sliders? Oh, wait. What kind of sliders?
I think they're like chicken sliders.
I thought they were pork.
Oh, they're pork? Oh, I think you could probably ask for.
I don't know. Maybe you can.
If you can get chicken, I'm down.
Chicken's dry though. The pork would be juicier.
Well, I noticed a lot of the competitive eaters, they dip it in water and then eat it.
Oh, really?
Hot dogs, or like.
I just want to go in this just dry run. I just want to go in. I need to see where I'm at before I start doing techniques.
All right. Well, we gotta set a day.
Because we gotta do it on a carb day because that's obviously gonna fuck up. I'm gonna be on. That's a lot of food.
It is
24 sliders.
It is.
And I was reading about Man versus Food. Some of the techniques he does the day before is a lot of club soda because of the carbonation.
The carbonation.
And then he doesn't eat the day of, which I would have to do like I won't eat for 4 hours or 5 hours before. I gotta eat before. Yeah, I can't be like. And I think I could really do some damage.
Yeah. I forgot to mention. I sent you a picture. There, I found out there's an app of when you have the ability to pin of where you poop.
I saw the picture. I was confused. I had no idea.
What?
I saw this on a video. Apps like is it an app or is it crap? And so one of it was places I pooped at. And so there's an app. I just downloaded it. So you go to, let's say you go to a restaurant and you take crap, and then you can pin it. You just pin it, and you can share your thoughts of that poo. And so it keeps track. You keep track of where do you poop in the world.
They have a ranking system of who's pooped in the most places.
I don't know. I haven't. I just downloaded it. But
gross.
I've pooped all over the world.
Yeah.
I don't.
You got poop in different area codes.
Yeah. All mine are just in different sushi places.
Yes. Just all the seaweed.
I do it at all the restaurants. This guy only poops at sushi restaurants. Oh, what's wrong with me?
Oh, is there anything else?
Phoenix, that's all I got this week on this before we take another break and we'll come back with tips and questions and reviews. Phoenix, you got to get going though, right? You're
Yeah, I do.
Packing? Okay.
I'm like, I actually stopped packing so I can talk and not have any distractions.
Yeah, so we heard a few zippers and.
I heard pills at one point.
Oh, you heard pills?
I heard pills. Ibuprofen, maybe.
Well, I think I also heard another guy in there too. Did you pack a dude in the luggage too?
Listen, I'd love to pack one, please. And take it home with me.
Anything, Phoenix? You
guys don't have portable dicks? Like, come on, it'd be awkward if you didn't.
Portable dicks.
They will be eventually.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, the Japanese are on it
not
right
like
now.
that. You guys are gross.
Just grow them and put it in a tube.
We can't be friends, guys. We can't be friends. You guys are too gross for me.
Oh yeah, okay.
Anything, Phoenix, you want to
flower,
plug?
Motherfucker.
Anything you want to plug, Phoenix?
My butt? No, sorry, no, that was
totally different. Okay. So we're gross. All of a sudden you just went, my butt.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're going to put something somewhere, that was what I was thinking, but I realized you were saying, like, go follow me on Instagram type stuff. I don't care. Like, follow me wherever you guys want to follow me.
P Marizzle on Twitter.
Yeah, sure. P Marizzle on Twitter. Instagram PHXMRIE, and then I have Cam Soda still for at least another month, and that's probably about it. So,
and then
that's about it.
And then no more Phoenix Marie performing.
No, and like I'll tell you guys about that next week because it really sucks and hurts whenever like I'm inundated with phone calls all the time for work, and it's like, please come back, and I'm like, it's not like I don't want to have sex with my friends, I get it, but I have to like. There's that point where I need to do something else.
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
You don't make your decisions based on what other people ask you to do.
Exactly.
That's the main thing. So you're doing what is best for you, and not.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that is good.
Yeah, and we're fully supportive of that.
Thank you.
All
right, go enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, Phoenix, we'll talk to you next week, and we're going to go ahead and take another break here, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Love you, Phoenix.
Hey guys, this is the big guy Ryback, and I want to personally say thank you to you guys, our great listeners and supporters, for an amazing 2017. 2018 is surely going to be even better. Feed Me More Nutrition, my natural premium sports nutrition company, had a phenomenal first year, and that's thanks to you. We are adding Finish It Branch Chain Amino Acid Electrolyte Pump Matrix to the lineup for 2018 and have even more exciting custom formulas coming in the upcoming months. If you've been putting off getting in better shape and getting healthy for not only you, but your loved ones, now is the time to do it. Whether it's consuming more lean protein, burning some unwanted pounds, increasing your natural testosterone and sex drive, or ramping up your energy levels, Feed Me More Nutrition has you covered. As always, positive Amazon reviews are greatly appreciated. 2018 is your year. Get hungry. Stay hungry. Feed me more. All right, now time for the tips of the week.
Tips of the week. Yay!
My book this week. I still got a bit to go. It's a pretty long one, but it's Elon Musk. It's Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future. Very interesting book on an interesting man. My quote of the week. I had to take a snapshot of this one because I had to do my notes as I was flying in today. Sometimes giving someone a second chance is like giving them an extra bullet for their gun because they missed you the first time. And that's from my quotes app that I like that one. I like all my quotes that I find, but that one has specific meaning. Nutrition tip of the week. Asian Joe, maybe, I don't know if there's a recipe. Can you maybe Google as I'm talking, but so is there any jello, like jellos, like the colored jello?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any jellos? Because this is a great trick. A lot of bodybuilders would do with the calorie-free jello with the artificial sweeteners in them.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any with stevia in them? Because I've never.
Yeah, I think I seen a few.
Sweetened with stevia.
Yeah, you can make a homemade.
You can do it on your own, I bet, for sure.
Yeah.
There has to be recipes on there.
Are you talking about like the packets and stuff like that, or you want to create?
Either or. I was wondering if they sell them in the stores up with a particular name.
They got Simply Delish has one. Natural jelly,
calorie free.
Yeah, sugar free. This is strawberry. Let's see here.
Yeah, I wonder if they sell these at the grocery stores probably then.
Mm-hmm. Or you might have to
look around and find specific stores.
There's on Amazon Gram Zero stevia sweetened sugar free gelatin mix.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a lot of low carb options, Jello.
Because this is a question I get all the time. People like when I do like my pickles or cucumbers or these healthy things that's something a lot of people have is they crave sweets. I'm not necessarily a sweet guy.
Yeah.
I can sit there and do eat a couple pickles out of what's the one that what are the Clausen pickles? The cold ones. Those are by far my favorite. They're more expensive, but they're just quality wise so much better.
Mm-hmm.
They just taste better than like the dill pickles. But a lot of people have problems with sweets late at night.
Yes.
these stevia sweetened Jello packs or in making your own. I'm telling you, a lot of like bodybuilders do that because at night people like sometimes just need something, and you eat 2 or 3 of them, and you're not getting really any calories or anything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cause you to go off your diet. So if you're somebody who craves sweets and you want to stay away from the artificial sweeteners because they're harmful poisons, you don't need that shit in your body, look to these Jellos or gelatins sweetened with stevia. And I think they will really, really help. Workout fitness tip of the week. Tricep kickbacks with the single arm attachment on a cable pulley machine. I've never been a fan of dumbbell tricep kickbacks. Even though I like the motion, it's just they feel really odd with dumbbells to me. And it's oftentimes people do too heavy of a weight, and you really you can't really concentrate on your triceps quite as much as you kind of swing in your arm. But I found doing it with the cable pulley, and you line up the pulley near your shoulder height if you're kind of bent over. And at the gym I go to, there's an attachment to kind of brace yourself so that you can really lock yourself in. And you find a weight, you don't have to go extremely heavy, where you can just solely focus on the tricep. And I've been doing them the last few weeks. And it's by far my favorite tricep motion movement now are the tricep kickbacks on the cable pulley machine. And that's my tips of the week. All right, we have a review this week.
Yes, we actually have a review on
a
repeat reviewer. But I also want to mention some of the reviews on Twitter, on social media. So let me read the one on iTunes. So it says, "Feed me more." ELJ Ryback rules. Hey Ryback fan again. I have a couple more things I wanted to say. First, I would like to give a shout out to Asian Joe. He's been awesome and very funny since he first got on the podcast. Keep it up, Asian Joe. Okay, I have something I'd like to get off my chest. I'm sick of hearing and reading the crap that I either read or hear about you when it comes to uneducated people that think they know why you left WWE. Ryback, you're my idol. Ever since the night you had a dark match, I believe, against Alex Riley at the George Jenkins Centers in Lakeland, Florida, back in 2000.
That was my first match back.
Yeah,
for my ankle injury.
2012. You have been my favorite wrestler. I've been following you for some time now. I have people ask me why I'm such a huge fan of you, and I tell people that ask me, why do you still follow him after the way he left WWE? I tell them, you clearly don't know the truth, and I try not to laugh at them. I once had to get my phone out and had one guy listen to a segment of one of the podcasts, and by the time he heard the real truth, this guy actually told me he was sorry for criticizing you. The guy then said, I see why you wear his tank top to represent him. But on a positive note, I'm always telling my buddies about how amazing your protein and pre-workout is and how it makes me feel. I'm actually waiting for the BCAA blend to come out so I can enjoy that as well. I'm very much looking forward to buying a Feed Me More sweater at the end of this month. Keep being a positive influence. Sincerely, Ryback fan. # Feed Me More.
Thank you very much. That's good that he's a very loyal supporter, and it's unfortunate there's people out there with that, like I've said, like that perception. They don't know the truth, and they just read what other people put out there, and it sucks. But you got to just keep fighting the good fight 1 week at a time. So thank you very much for that great review. Mm-hmm. Did you say we had some on?
Yeah, I just want to read some of these are quick reviews on Twitter. This is from one WCW Nitro _AO. To all of us, me, you, and Phoenix, with all the wrestling podcasts out there, it's nice that Conversation with Big Guy is something different with subjects besides wrestling covered. Enjoyed this week's podcast. Too bad Phoenix missed out. And
she's back though this week.
Yeah, she is. This is from Ryback.
Yes. And
just finished this week's episode of Conversation with the Big Guy. You shut up the wrestling fans /marks early so they couldn't moan on social media about Phoenix. You guys, Ace, me, you made the ultimate man show. But
very good.
Yeah, so those are good reviews.
Thank you guys very much for your reviews. Please keep them coming. We look forward to hearing more. And we have some questions, I believe.
Yes, we do.
As I was in LA today, I realized, I go, holy shit, I haven't put up a questions thing. I had just enough time to get that up so that we could answer some fan questions here tonight to wrap up the show before we hit you with a really amazing song with the plugs. One of the questions, do you and any other WWE superstars still talk? Yes. I talked to quite a few of the guys there. Great wrestler with great message. Big guy Ryback 22. Where can I get a shaker bottle? Keep up the good work. Feedmemore.com or Amazon. But Amazon has really pissed me off as of late. So go to feedmemore.com. They still don't have my cherry limeade pre-workout. It's been down for 2 weeks. And on their mess up because they screwed up shipping something.
Did they ever call you back again?
No. This was after it was supposed to be back up.
Yeah.
This has been 2 weeks. Their customer service for their sellers is the absolute shits. We're eventually going to probably, I almost don't even want to deal with them anymore. I love buying from them.
Yeah.
But selling with them is an absolute nightmare for the amount of money they take. They don't treat their sellers very well. If you sell with Amazon, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Walkito, hey Ryback, your podcast is great. You're my favorite wrestler, man. I still don't know what this FWWWW2K16 because you're on that. And you're cool, man. Keep up the good work. And how do you gain weight? And how do you make a supplement to gain weight? And do you make a supplement to gain weight? You gain weight by increasing your good calories with quality calories slowly maybe a little more every few days or every week. And you don't want to put on a lot of body fat. You want to try to keep body fat minimized throughout that process, just obviously for health reasons. But you got to increase your good calories. It's common sense, but and you do that through typically raising your complex carbohydrates. My voice, I'm sorry, apologize, guys. And I will be coming out with a weight gainer, hopefully this year before the year's over. Is one of the things I do want to get out there eventually, because I have a really, really cool formula for that, and with some different flavors, sweetened with the stevia, sugar-free, and low fat with a great amount of complex carbohydrates. So I'm looking at this here. Hey, Ryback, I'm a high school kid who's been on a weight loss journey since the end of the last school year. I dropped 25 pounds. I've been working out a lot more for strength, and I'm trying to build muscle. Which, if any, of your Feed Me More products would be right for me? By the way, my name is David, and I'm a huge fan of you as a wrestler, a person. Love you, man. That's in advance. Thank you very much, David, a.k.a. InstaChubs. Be right for me. I'm trying to build muscle. I would definitely go with the big guy and the protein powder. I think is a good little combo for you. The Wake Up Unlimited Energy can help you get better workouts in the gym, especially if it's something energy-wise is anything, if that's ever an issue with you. But the big guy and the protein, the ISO Hungry, I think would be a good little stack for you if you're trying to build muscle, along with increasing your calories during that process. Keith Knapp, how was your experience when you enrolled into a fitness management program during college? Was it what you thought it would be? I was eventually happy to drop out, and I signed with the WWE. And it wasn't, I was, at that point was kind of checked out of school. I was doing well still, but my heart wasn't in it. I'd been an athlete my whole life, and had a little injury from baseball with my foot at the time, and I'd wanted to be a wrestler for some point at that time, and just didn't. I thought I needed to finish school because that's what you're supposed to do, and that might even be the beginning where I just started saying fuck it and doing what I wanted to do with my life, and I obviously did. But it was, I mean, it was fine. You learn a lot and whatnot, but it's all stuff you can learn on your own anyways. So minus all the math that you don't ever use, that colleges make you take, that I've never once used for anything. Like, I get it for some jobs.
Yeah.
You need it's, but for the majority of things, once you know basic math.
I remember taking calculus class and I
Have you
completely
used it at any point in your
forgot.
life?
No, not really. I should, but
What would you use it on?
well, I was actually when I went to college, I was going into computer engineering or
Okay.
electrical engineering.
Yeah.
But I switched over to business.
I have a buddy that's an engineer out here. He does really
Yeah.
well.
So it's crazy.
That's a hell of a job.
It
You
is.
Actually, that's a good living.
You actually do use math in those
yeah,
type of
yeah. That's what I
areas.
mean. Like, there's certain jobs where it's so. Trying to see if we. Oh, this is a good one for both of us here since Phoenix is not here. This question is for Ryback, Phoenix and Asian Joe. Each one of you, if you could bring one guest on the show, who would it be? Like somebody who you guys are a fan of. I take it.
I'm assuming they didn't write Dead or Alive. Is that?
I think we can kind of, however, by Mr. Poto, however, whatever you want.
I would say I love comedy, so I would say George Carlin.
Okay.
Because he, when he does his comedy shows, it's smart, it's humorous,
Yeah.
but he makes you think about how society works.
Yeah,
I think
I know exactly.
That's
what
why
you're talking about.
I would love to talk to George Carlin.
He had good material.
Oh yeah, he did.
But he definitely made you think. That would be a very interesting conversation.
It definitely is.
We would be here all day talking.
We
about
would.
that.
I think
Yeah.
it would be a 7-hour show.
Yeah, this would
I
be
think,
our
and then,
WrestleMania.
yeah.
I would probably bring on Gary Vaynerchuk because he is a very brilliant mind, but he's and his books have helped a lot.
Have you ever tried like hitting him up? Maybe like
Oh,
sending
he's
him
messaged
messages?
me before
Oh,
on
he has?
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
he sent me his book and everything. He's,
Yeah. Maybe have him on the show or have him Skype
I
in.
would really, yeah. He's a very busy man.
Oh, I'm
too, though.
sure,
Yeah,
but
like,
if you can give us like maybe 15 minutes,
because I would
maybe
like
sitting in the airplane by himself or in the airport.
Absolutely, I don't think I think he would probably. He seems like he's a pretty down to earth guy.
Yeah.
But he's obsessed with social media, like obsessed, and it is great. And he's
we could do an Instagram live and talk to him.
But he's spot on everything that he says. It's I would be curious to hear his thoughts on social media licenses. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that would be a good topic. Yeah,
he
be a good topic to talk
experiences
about.
a lot of hate also and stuff. And I'm not excited about social media. I use it because I know I have to. I don't. That's why I think there needs to be stuff.
It's a
put in
necessary
place.
evil. That's pretty.
But
much
I look around. It's fine being on it, and it's great. It's so many cool things about it, but there's just something instinctually wrong with it also to me when I look around and like people aren't looking up when they're walking and like but granted we're all busy doing things and this technology allows us to do way more than we ever could. It just seems something's not right.
That's why they made laws of banning looking at your phone when driving because it's accidents. But I still have friends that would be on Instagram, be on Twitter, and driving at the same time. I'm riding with them. It's like, hey, can you not look at your phone? Because there's cars behind us waiting on you because you have a green light. What's really funny is though, like when I text them, it's like, oh, I'm driving. It's like, okay, but you're also Instagramming and you're Twittering, so why can't you just not drive for the entire duration of the drive?
I try to tell people, my friends that I talk to, get Voxer because it's the walkie-talkie app, and there's texting on there too, but I can hit a button and literally just set my phone down and talk to them. Yeah. Whereas like in the iPhone message, you got to hold it down.
Yeah.
I like Voxer because to me, it's a great way to talk and drive if you're going to do that and not like, but it's scary, man. But that would be my pick, I think, would be Gary Vaynerchuk on that.
Gotcha. Do you have any more questions? I got a couple of them on Twitter.
If you got to go ahead and give me a couple.
This is from Chris Almeida, RMOP Head. Question. I want to get rid of my media accounts, but want to post them What apps do you use to post all at once?
Buffer.
Buffer?
Yes.
I also use Hootsuite. They do have a free plan, which is like 3 social media accounts, but they do a lot of stuff like Facebook, LinkedIn. They have the professional is $25 a month, which you can have 10 social media, and you get unlimited scheduling, so you can actually schedule advertising ads, on certain days, or or post something. So yeah, Buffer or Hootsuite, check them out and see which one works for you.
Very good.
And I think one other one. What did you talk about in the big guys court? Or the big Ryback court?
Oh, the big guys court. That was just various bad wrestling fans.
Oh, really?
That would like leave really shitty comments. That we held trial where I was the judge, jury, and executioner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because like someone mentioned about this is the one WCW Nitro AO mentioned about any chance of bringing that back.
I don't really. Probably not. I mean, it was fun while it was just kind of a little segment we did occasionally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. But it was. I don't necessarily even like highlighting the negative.
No, it's just like you're
as
adding
much as
more
it's
attention
funny
to
and
them.
it was all for entertainment purposes, but it's just like I don't give a shit. I don't. That's just the
All
truth.
right, cool.
I do have one more. Is a good. What is the best exercise to get rid of love handles, and who are your favorite gimmick wrestlers from the '90s? There's really spot reducing fat really isn't a thing. There is different exercises for your obliques. There's a million of them out there. There's no, I do P90X ab ripper X, and there's three different ab ripper X sets as far as the different group of exercises, and those have some really good oblique stuff in them. But regular gym stuff, they have the twisting things that you get on at the gym. If I'm doing I do weighted abs once a week and P90X abs once a week. And that way I'm hitting them both high rep and with weight. And but it usually comes from restricting your calories and doing conditioning and cardio. And sometimes it's the last place you lose body fat. It's one of those weird things where everybody loses body fat in different ways. And we all hold it in different places. And you really can't spot reduce fat by just doing a bunch of exercises for side twists aren't gonna burn the calories. Your body decides where it's gonna burn them based on your genetics.
Yeah.
So that's where, and then obviously Phoenix does the cool sculpting and things like that, or people do liposuction to get rid of little problem areas. That's what it really was meant for. That stuff for people with little problem areas.
Yeah, these are people who actually work out and diet, but for some reason their body's not giving
where
them that
some
fat.
people were like, oh, I can go get lipo, then just eat a bunch of shit and gain it all back and go get lipo.
No, you have to make sure you eat the same way, eat the same diet.
Lipo
or
can
exercise.
generally help with people that you store fat on your sides and you remove those fat cells, they tend to not come back quite like they. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so that could always be something to look into also down the road if everything else.
And it's not cheap either.
No, not at all.
No.
Absolutely not. But I mean, there are methods out there that for different people. But I always say just restricting your calories and dieting, get in your best shape. They'll come off eventually. So.
And what was the other one? The gimmick wrestler?
Well, yeah, favorite gimmick wrestlers from the '90s. Favorite gimmick wrestler from the '90s. Yeah, I would have to say Undertaker.
Undertaker was my favorite. I also love the Natural Disasters.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are my favorite. But actually, when I used to watch wrestling, I was a huge wrestling fan. We would play video games, and we always create our own. We would create like characters, and I created a character. It was he was more like a ninja, but
of course.
But I walked out to Undertaker's theme music, and I named the character Demonic. And so, but actually, I went to GameStop the other day to see what wrestlers are out there, and I actually want to have you on in the game. So I found
2K16
because that was the last one, and so I paid for it, and I gave it to because it's a used game at GameStop. They didn't have it. So they end up.
My characters' attributes in that game are pretty kids like that. Always get it's a very strong character in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the attributes are I'm a good one to use in there.
Okay.
It's
just beat everyone up with your character.
Yeah, it's beat them up and then lose at the end. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But I think I'm gonna try to get back into wrestling and try to remember, see all the characters and that's out there right there. Because that's how I understand the sport. Because like when I
learn through video games.
Learn through video games. Unfortunately, yeah. But I learned. But the same thing for football back in '92. I didn't know anything about football, but I started playing Madden. John Madden 92.
I love Little Madden.
And so I'm playing the game and I'm learning the rules. And so, video games can be, it can be bad for kids, but to understand certain games, to understand certain sports and rules, it helps. Like hockey, baseball, and then once you understand the idea, then go outside.
Yep.
Go get some fresh.
Mike
slip. Go get some fresh air. And learn the sport.
I could. I got a PS4 that I never used. We could hook up the game system here, and then we could also never leave the house. We just
play.
Do the podcast.
7 hours. 7 hours.
And then start a video game channel on the and just like
start a Twitch account.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, because I remember working out. I remember that YouTube of you playing Super Off Road.
With Xavier
that was
game.
that's one of my favorite games.
That game. Oh, I loved it. That was. I had the Super Nintendo one at home. I played that all the time.
Yep.
The arcade game though was badass.
Oh yeah, I remember playing the arcade with the steering wheel.
I remember I got hot once because there was like
the blue character always kicks your ass. Or the blue or the red? Yeah, I think the truck always beats you all the time. Like
I remember there was a glitch in one of the arcade ones I played once, and the wheel wasn't working. I was so pissed because I just kept running into the fucking wall. Like it was like, or one of the buttons was like.
They do that all the time because you earn money to get like
the
special nitros and to soup up soup up your car and stuff like that. But there's one race where he'll just bump you and you just run into the wall and you're like, motherfucker, the red truck.
You got to be that was man.
Yeah, you got time.
So I have memories, flashbacks.
I know, me too. Like me and my buddy would play it on Super NES all the time.
Is there a new version out at all for that? For this?
I remember they came out. I think they came out with Super Off-Road Baja, but I don't think that was that good. And I don't remember they actually remade it. So I think, it wasn't in the new S.
Are arcade games kind of outdated now? Like in this, like is that like something that they're not?
No, I mean the Dave and Buster's and GameWorks, they still have that. But I remember in Vegas they used to have a place called Insert Coins, where it's like a bar. And all arcade games, and then you can actually play, but they went out of business. Competition. But
everyone's on their phones.
Yeah, everyone's on their phones. But yeah, GameWorks and Dave and Buster's, and you could win prizes.
Dave and Buster's have any eating challenges?
They might.
I wonder if they do.
We should go there and
see
check
if they
it
have
out.
a pizza eating challenge.
You can count while playing video games.
Yeah, we just get all this stuff done under one roof.
Beat the game and eat a pizza.
Oh. Yeah, I would have to do the game first because after the pizza, and then I could put my little pin where I poop at Dave and Buster's right after that. Pin where I poop.
Where did Ryback go? He's in the bathroom. Oh yeah, he's pinned it right now. That's gonna be another social media account where you're pooping.
Yeah.
Whereyoupooping.com. Oh wait, hold on. Let me see if that's available.
It might be.
Yeah, it's probably taken.
All right, wrap up the show this week. What's the song this week that we're gonna?
It's
take for the plugs?
Ric Flair "Drip" by 21 Savage and Offset. It's been on the radio for a few weeks, but you got to see the music video. Ric Flair's actually in it.
Yes,
wearing a blue outfit, and you got to see it.
Black people love Ric Flair. Like they really like.
I think because he's flashy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Everyone loves Ric Flair.
Yeah, everyone loves Ric Flair.
But like have you noted like it is? Am I allowed to say that? That's not like ethical.
No,
Eddie Adams. I don't want to.
The minorities like Ric Flair.
No, I don't even. I think
everybody
likes Ric Flair, but I've noticed it's like I feel like his popularity amongst the black culture has increased.
Urban culture, the black culture.
That might be a little better way to word it. Yeah,
urban culture.
But I mean, you know what I mean, though. But it
the hip hop
community.
Yeah.
I feel like his legend has grown amongst the hip hop community.
Yeah,
is what I was saying.
But they finally made a theme song with Ric Flair.
Yes. All right. Anything you want to?
AsianJoe.com. I'm gonna post up an article about Amber Rain. Actually, tomorrow is the 2nd-year anniversary of her passing. So she's a performer, but she's more than a performer. She was actually talented. She was a good artist, a theater nerd, and loves the San Jose Sharks hockey. But we lost her too soon 2 years ago. So I'm going to post that up. And my social media is Webmaster Joe on Twitter and Instagram. And that's it.
All right. For all fan mail for the big guy Ryback, please send it to P.O. Box 752740, Las Vegas, Nevada 89136. All Amazon merchandise for Feed Me More and Feed Me More Nutrition and the big guy Ryback is on Amazon under Feed Me More or Feed Me More Nutrition. Feed Me More Nutrition is available on feedmemore.com, Amazon for the time being, eBay, and in Las Vegas at Spartan Nutrition and Wise Chiropractic. For personal video shout-outs from myself, go to bookcameo.com/thebigguy.Ryback. For all wrestling, professional wrestling bookings and appearances, please email Paula at bookthebigguy@yahoo.com. Wake Up, It's Feeding Time, my motivational book, is available on Amazon in paperback, Audible, and Kindle formats. Fuel Meals, my personal meal prep service, save 15% at fuelmeals.com with code THEBIGGUY. Follow us on social media at CWTBG for this podcast, at Ryback22 on Twitter, for myself at Feed Me More Nutrition on Facebook, at The Big Guy Ryback22 on Instagram, and at Feed Me More Nutrition on Instagram, Ryback247 on Snapchat. Thank you guys for listening. You have just listened to another episode of Conversation with the Big Guy.
Bye-bye.